All right, I think this is day 13. Could be wrong on the day number, maybe 14. Day 13 or 14, I'll get that number straightened out. But this is a rehash of what I did. So today I actually filmed everything I did for the day for the first time. I'm going to try to do it in a really cool way. I'm going to try to show the whole process. But let's do a recap of everything I did. I did a lot of version 1s of different things. I did a lot of Photoshop work today. So I created version 1 of the 2x8 label I'm going to put on the jars. I already had a 2x4 version, but I'm going to do a 2x8 inch version, which is going to be the new updated one. I got feedback from people, and they said that it would probably be better when I send out these jars to influencers for it to go all the way around. I did that. I also did version 1.0 of, the business card. So I'm going to hand out business cards when I go on my road trip during my Kickstarter. I'm going to hand out business cards, but it's not going to be about me. It's not going to have my name on it. It's going to be on one side, hey, please, go to this website if you want to get some performance nut butter. On the flip side, it's going to show the benefits. So it's only version 1.0. One of the big lessons I learned from this is that I like doing that kind of iteration. I like doing an iterative process. So that's one thing. 2, it helps with my creativity. So it kind of feels like a little bit of waste because I did version 1.0 of the 2x8 and I realized I should probably just hire someone to do it, but it let me get an idea in my head of what it should actually look like, and it made me realize my own limitations because I tried on it. I spent 30 minutes on the 2x8 label and it looked pretty crappy, and I realized instead of putting words on the label, I should use images to convey the meaning. So on the 2x8 label, I'm going to show the benefits, not the features, the benefits of the product. And what I'd like to do is, one of the benefits is show a guy with better blood flow to his brain and his muscles somehow, like a stick figure. I don't know the details yet. That's why I'm going to hire somebody to do it. Then same thing with the business card. I realized that on the back, when it shows the benefits, it should be stick figures and really powerful images. So that's one of the things I did. Another thing I did, so that's my buzzer. So one of the things I do here is I work for 50 minutes and then I take 10-minute breaks. And that's really helpful. So I'll work for 50 minutes, then go for like a 10-minute walk, and then work for another 50 minutes. Sometimes on my breaks, I let myself go with the flow a little bit more, be a little relaxed. Sometimes I do set a timer for the breaks. If I'm gonna go lay on the hammock, for instance, I'll set a 10-minute timer. And that's so I can fully relax. I know that if I were to fall asleep, which I'll never do because that's not my personality, if I were to fall asleep, that the timer would wake me up. So that's the next thing I did. I also did I just finished up doing version 1.0 of the pouch, and on top of that, so that the pouch is what it's gonna actually come in. It's gonna, it's gonna be like little squeeze packs, kind of like this kind of a thing. And what I'm going to do on top of that, so another thing I did is I met with Ben, who is gonna be doing the production for me of the video. It's gonna cost me a little bit of money, but I think he's giving me a pretty good deal. I'm pretty happy with that. So I met for 2 hours with him. We scouted a location. I should have got some footage of scouting the location, but it's basically the gym I go to. It's the jujitsu gym I go to all the time. So we have that, and hopefully if everything goes well, you'll see it in the Kickstarter video. And then I just finished writing a letter to Mr. Dominic D'Agostino, and I'm going to send him some sample jars. And I got my virtual assistant set up to start using the Tim Ferriss Kickstarter how to raise $100,000 in 10 days method. So one last side note before I'm going to show you all this footage because I recorded all of it. So one of the last side note is during the weekend, I made a plan for the next 30 days. So now it's only 29 days to launch, which is crazy. But this was my to-do list for today, and I crossed off a decent amount of things from here. I should probably go back over it and figure out what else I crossed off. But that's version 1.0. One last little thing, if you go to performancenutbutter.com, you can sign up for the email list and find out more information about Performance Nut Butter, and I'll send out information when the Kickstarter goes live. I'm not going to send out too many emails, but if you're interested in e-commerce, you can click up here. I have my e-commerce success pack, which has checklists for starting an e-commerce business, how to hire virtual assistants, all the scripts that I use, and I'm going to be showing some behind-the-scenes footage. Actually, a lot of behind-the-scenes footage, because some of the stuff is a little bit more boring for a YouTube channel, but if you're really interested in this stuff and you're really trying to start your own business, click up there, sign up, and I will send you that information. So go ahead and click there, but now let's get into the real content. All right, this is day, I think 14, 15. I got to double check. I'll start knowing for sure. So today I have a lot of things to do. I printed out a whole list of things to do for the week. You can see right here. And right now I'm going to be working on the jar, the 2x8 label for the jar. So this is really important. This is the label that's going to go out to influencers. So as you can see, I'm doing it in white and black. I'm going to reverse these colors eventually, but I think for now, this is what I'll stick with, and it'll just really be easy later to reverse them. But I'm going to record my screen as I do this. So this is a 2x4 inch one I did, but the real end label is going to be 2x8, and I'm going to change up a few different things. So I'm going to record this live as I do it. I think I can turn off the webcam, or maybe whatever, I'll just keep it on, who cares. Keep it on. But so I'm using GIMP. This is a free Photoshop alternative. So let's go here. I do a new one. It needs to be double. And there's 300 dots per inch usually when printing. So go ahead and make that. So here it is. Here's the long one here. Let's see if I can scale this. That's probably good. All right, so from here on out, you can watch me do it. I'm gonna fast forward through it so you can see really quickly how I come with the end product, but just so you can see how to use this and how a lot of the stuff I'm doing here is very bootstrapped. I'm doing this all myself, a lot of it. I mean, I could hire someone to do this kind of thing, but I'm just gonna do it really quickly myself here. In the future, probably would be a good idea to hire someone, but I can talk about more of that later in this video, so let's get started. Alright, so I'm actually starting to wonder if I should outsource this, because I have a general idea of what I want, but I'm realizing instead of the words here and here, maybe it'd be better just to have images. So like an image in this area right here of on-the-go healthy fat snacks, someone eating it, high in monounsaturated fats. I don't know how I'd show that, but like show that and just show benefits on both sides. And then maybe like just 4 ingredients in the picture down here. I do like the badges, so that was 30 minutes right there of time spent on basically just getting an idea. But I mean, I guess I needed to go through that to get ideas of what I wanted. So that I'm just gonna save this, and I'm gonna contact the guy that designed my logo and see what he thinks. See if he can help me out here. All right, next up, since I'm already in this mode, I'm gonna do a business card, and I'm gonna use this business card not for myself, but to hand out when I'm giving out samples during my road trip, which if I haven't talked about, I'll talk about later. But I'm gonna do a road trip during the Kickstarter to show off the product, give people samples, and I'm also gonna give them a business card. I'm just gonna do a quick sample of that right here. So the average business card is 3.5 inches, 3.5 times 3, 11,500. That sounds right. No, 13,500. Times 3, yeah, and then 2, that would be 600. Oops. Oh, I was totally off. Sorry. Let's see, 1050. Struggle is real. All right, so now I'm just going to design this. It's going to be a front and back. This is version 1.0, so like if you haven't noticed yet, I'm very big in just doing version 1.0. Just have an idea, throw it out there, and then iterate and make it better and better. And even if I end up going to a professional person for this, which I probably won't because this is such a small detail, it's good to have an idea, I think, in your head of what you want. So let's get started. All right, so at this point, I'm realizing that I really need to have pictures that depict this. So an on-the-go healthy fat snack, maybe showing someone like running and eating it, just 4 real ingredients. I can just show the 4 ingredients, maybe in like this side, so it could be like broken up into quadrants. Tastes amazing because it's what your body craves. Show someone just like, I don't know, like a little stick figure that's just like, oh, like really enjoying it. Helps increase blood flow to your brain and body. That could be the 4th quadrant here. Now I'm struggling with, because I really want to talk about instead of the benefits, I want to talk about the, what do you call it? Like what the product actually has. Like it's high in monounsaturated fats, vitamins, minerals, etc. But the truth is, people don't really care about that. They don't care about, so features versus benefits. So the features are, oh, it's high in this and it does this and it does that. And the truth is that's secondary to what it's going to do for them. So benefits are what people really care about. So the benefits are helps increase blood flow to your brain and body. Maybe I'd even say something like naturally high in the nutrients. Maybe I could combine these two naturally. It's amazing because it's naturally high. Body craves. Yeah. I'm gonna think about this one for a second. I'll probably stop this video and really like go into that, but I think you see what I'm trying to do here is I want to explain to people it tastes good because this is what your body really wants, and I'm trying to figure out, how to do that in 2 bullet points. That is it for this. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and try to outsource it to somebody, and I might use the guy who designed my logo, but I might do something different. So now I'm just gonna type out some of the requirements. All right, so that was me trying to outsource it. I had the little message here, and I'm going to save this because I might need to reuse it. So it's better not to continue to have to write the same message over and over again. That way, just in case I have to contact 10 different people. Now, the logo guy might not be the best person to go with. It might be better for me to go with a completely different person. That guy's really good at making logos, doesn't mean he's good at making packaging. And I want something very specific in mind. So I think the big lesson so far from today is outsource. I think it's still good that I tried to do this on my own and realized that it's a lot harder to do it professionally than I thought. And it gave me ideas on how to outsource it. So definitely still do it yourself. And I need to see what I'm going to work on next. I'll definitely record it too. All right, so the next part that I'm going to be working on is if you're looking to do a Kickstarter and you haven't read the Kickstarter post on Tim Ferriss's blog, I highly recommend doing that. So he outlines this whole method of basically collecting emails of bloggers and blogs that look at similar Kickstarters to yours, that have featured similar Kickstarters to yours. So, and he provides an email template even. So I'm going to send this exact email template to my VA. I'm going to change the name. So let's go ahead and go down. See what happens. I'm basically just going to send this to them. First, let's change the name really quick here. But yeah, I mean, I'll fast forward through actually a lot of this. I'm going to change the name, send it to him, and let's see what happens. And that's it for that task. So I'm really excited to see, though, if the Tim Ferriss style blog research thing will work. Once again, just type in Tim Ferriss Kickstarter and that'll come up. We'll see how that does, basically. I'm going to send it exactly like this to him. I guess to say, I've been waiting to do this for quite a while, but I'm curious to see how it does. So that's it for this little task. Next up, some things I'm going to be doing is writing a sample letter for Dominic D'Agostino, because I think he's one of the top people I really want to impress, and if I impress him, I think I can impress some other people as well. There's a few emails I need to send out, and one other little thing, and I'll probably try to record some of that as well. Alright, so I just actually spent an hour doing a bunch of random stuff, including trying to book my hotel for Paleo FX. What I finally realized after doing a bunch of searching is I probably should just outsource this task too, because I'm debating, do I go to this hotel or do I do an Airbnb? So I'm gonna wait on that for now. Maybe I just spend the extra money for a hotel that they recommend. It's $160 a night for one of the cheapest of the hotels that they recommend, or it's $100 a night for an Airbnb. But it might be worth spending the extra $60 a night just to be in the same hotel as all these other Paleo FX people. In fact, as I'm saying it, I'm leaning in that direction. But it's one of those things that, okay, I have an idea and maybe I make the final decision tomorrow, but it's pretty simple now. Sometimes I like to just start working on something, stop, and then the answer is immediate. Let it rattle around in my subconscious. I did that. I answered a bunch of emails, and I took care of a few little random things that you did not need to see because it's boring. So let's keep on moving with the day. The next thing I have to do today is I'm actually going to go meet with the DP, the director of photography of my video, of the Kickstarter video, and I'll film a little bit of that. I'll try to do, I'll have him actually introduce the video and tell you what it's going to be about and all that kind of fun stuff. So that is it for right now.
See the really more inspirational, dramatic shot commercials. They're a little high end. A lot of them are shot at aspect ratios. And another reason why is some of these what's called anamorphic glass, which has some unique characteristics as far as just the look of the image. It's just more. I know it's a cop-out to keep saying, but it's just more cinematic. It's what people are used to when they're watching a movie rather than a crisp, clean, glossy commercial.
Right. Let me watch a few videos just to double check. I mean, my initial thought is if you say that's what we should do, that's what we should do. I do. The only part that makes me nervous is I'm thinking the Kickstarter video having the black bar at the top and the bottom. It's just. I assume that's how it would be, right? On the actual video itself, you'd have a black bar, or would it just auto-adjust?
I don't know how they embed their videos. Right. I know they changed it a few months ago. So I'll check on that. It might not have black bars. It might just be the video in a wider format.
And that's ideal. I mean, it's still, I think still Facebook and YouTube, I assume, I'm assuming black bars would show up somewhere. So that's the only thing.
On those, probably, yeah.
Yeah, on those, okay. Yeah,
And again, it's something that people are starting to get more used to because it's that it gets off this certain. I'll send you some examples. We don't have to do it. I did want to. I want to just make sure before we shoot, so I'm framing correctly. We can frame somewhere kind of in between. So maybe on Kickstarter. For the Kickstarter video, there's no black bars, but maybe for the 1 minute spot, there are. That's the more like we said, punchy, cinematic one. So they're both gonna. I think both of them will be almost the same. It's just on Kickstarter. I want to give you a little more freedom to speak about the product. And then the brand spot, just keep it 1 minute flat or pre-roll.
Yeah, I mean, so that, and like I said, is the Kickstarter video, or at least like what I would use the different videos for. The first one's for Kickstarter. The second one would be Facebook ads or YouTube ads. So I'd want that one to be whatever, like, imagine if you're scrolling, and you said you have a marketing background too, so like imagine you're scrolling through your Facebook and it's like, it'll capture your attention, it makes you watch for a full minute. Like, past a minute, because I'm not keeping anybody. But Facebook, I have a lot of friends that are making a lot of money off Facebook ads, video ads specifically, and that's another thing that really, I was like, alright, this is the perfect situation. You did say, like, oh, we want that spot. Like, there was a potential that in the future I'd end up having to pay again for a 1 minute spot, or
gotta have some,
or at least using some of the B-roll from this and like somehow condensing it down. But it's just like, okay, it makes it a lot easier decision. So yeah.
And we could do a 30 spot instead.
Minutes. I think the minutes still good.
I is it just it's like a cutaway, okay? Or do you want that to stand out as much as
the gym is definitely much more important. Same thing with the office. If you
your company comes up,
even if it's just like people, if we need to make it as simple as possible, like someone like kind of working at a desk, like hopefully, ideally, it would be looking presentable, like the art at work. I just think that's part of like the art. It's like you wake up in the morning, you throw some of these in your bag, you go to work, maybe you're a little lagging, you just have it as a snack to kind of get your energy up, and or it's like the work is, well, let's say and like you have one, so maybe another person having one before a workout, and so the office doesn't need to be a huge part of the hotel. That's what I was going to say. I mean, if you probably are better at knowing how to shoot it, but if we wanted to shoot it in a way that was just someone's house, and you can make it look like an office, but if we need in more of an office look, I do know a guy that lives or that has an office in Westwood. He's got like a big conference room table, and the other thought I've had is someone just like pretty much. Stereotypical, like, I just like, oh, like, I've got the answer, so I'm just silly like that.
Yeah, I actually have B-roll of exactly what you just said. Maybe we could even use that. Probably not, but...
I mean, that's another thing, we can talk about, like, open to B-roll. I just don't know if we want to try to keep the same actors in it.
That's why I said probably not. Yeah, I'd like to use... Probably one of the girls or something. That dichotomy in the office. What is when you said it's for your brain and your body. And I think that could be a good line. And when you say brain, it cuts to the same actress in the office, maybe during a coffee or something, and body. And then boom, we're right back in the gym and she's like doing whatever.
So, yes, I totally agree. And one thing, I think it might look better, and this is how you do like a instead of stirring it, if we could like blend it. And one of the things I've done in the past is like an immersion blender. So it's like you take a big coffee cup and you put it in there, and you hold it like it spins around in there, and then it just foams up kind of cool. And that's obviously in the details, kind of thing, but.
that's where it all is.
That's true.